Hi, I'm Molly Bravo. Welcome to Organicopia, the total organic experience. We are at my house in the Santa Cruz Mountains, my little slice of heaven, and I have a very busy day today. Organicopia has a huge catering event at Stanford University. I thought that I would show you guys some really simple recipes that you can do for entertaining a crowd. This is going to be a party of 12 that I'm doing. And I have a 4-course menu planned. I have a maple and tangerine glazed chicken, some spring vegetables with just a little twist of citrus, Parmesan mashed potatoes. I'm using baby Yukon Gold potatoes, so you don't even have to worry about peeling them. And I'm gonna do a nice spring salad with some fresh baby spinach, sweet peas, asparagus, feta, and a nice balsamic salad dressing. To top it all off, I have a white chocolate mousse that you are absolutely gonna love, and I had no idea how easy it was to make, but now it has turned out to be one of my absolute favorites. So let's get started. I think what I'm going to start on is the salad. I have a pot of boiling water over there with a nice little strainer inside so that I can steam my asparagus. I've already taken the liberty of blanching these peas, and they have been blanched in a salted hot water so they're nice and flavorful. I have this really nice asparagus here. It's from my farm box from Farm Fresh to You. I am cutting off the ends because these are super fibrous and nobody wants to chew on something and feel like you're a little beaver trying to eat some wood. So, my little trick is keeping these rubber bands on, and I drop this into my little steamer. I'm gonna let it steam for 3 minutes. I just want it to be bright and vibrant, not so hard on my stomach when you're trying to eat and digest your food. So I'm gonna drop these in there, and then they're very easy to pull out. Alrighty, so these are going to steam for about 3 minutes, maybe longer if you prefer. As you can see, I also have my baby Yukon Gold potatoes already boiling. I started these in a cold salted water, and I brought them up to a boil. They've been boiling now for about 15 minutes, and I think we can take a little check to see if they're fork tender. Here's what you're looking for. They're not quite done, but almost. You want them to slide very easily off this knife. And actually, they look like they might be about done. So while these are cooking just a few more minutes, I want to get started prepping my vegetables. These vegetables are going to be steamed as well. So they're not going to take hardly any time at all. And we're going to dress them with just a bright squeeze of citrus, a little salt and pepper right before service. I have some nice broccoli here. Everything I've already pre-washed. And we're gonna cut these into little florets. When steaming all different kinds of vegetables, make sure that you only do one vegetable at a time because they all have different cooking times and you don't want some to be soggy and some to still be crunchy. I have some beautiful, fresh, bright broccoli. I have some carrots. So I have some carrots here that I am going to peel, and I'm going to cut them on a diagonal. here's a nice little fun trick. I don't even know if you've realized this because I went to culinary school to find this out. I paid $45,000 to find out this little trick. This little peeler actually goes back and forth. Oops, that was my fingernail. So you don't need to go one at a time, slow-mo. Just go ahead and rock it back and forth. It's extra fast. Little trick of the trade. Ta-da! Alrighty, so I am going to quickly take up this extra carrot peel and I'm going to start grabbing my asparagus and taking my potatoes out of the boiling water. Alrighty, so my asparagus, look at how bright and vibrant that is, and see how easy it is to hold. Easy peasy, lemon easy. And these potatoes, I'm pretty sure these are done. They are absolutely done. Cool. So I am going to strain these potatoes and I'm going to get started on steaming all of these beautiful vegetables. Here is the fastest way I find to strain potatoes. Make sure you don't burn yourself. Keep the lid on, avoid the steam, and there you have it. I'm gonna let these hang out in the pot. Meanwhile, I'm gonna finish up chopping my vegetables and steaming them all. So let's get finished up with these veggies. And we will move on to our Parmesan whipped potatoes. So I am in the process of steaming all of those vegetables. So while those are all doing their thing, hanging out, getting steamed away to perfection, let's finish up our salad. I have my asparagus that I took out of the steamer. I'm going to take off the rubber bands. As you can see, they're perfectly cooked through. They've gotten darker than they were before. They're now pliable, no longer crunchy. We are going to cut these into 1-inch pieces and just throw them right on top of our baby spinach. This is a baby loose leaf spinach. It's been pre-washed. Easy peasy, lemon easy. We are gonna sprinkle some of our peas right on top. And this is called an arranged salad. So I'm not gonna toss all of this right now. I like the layers of color that we have. I have some pine nuts here that I'm gonna leave in this bowl, as well as some crumbled fresh goat milk feta. And I'm gonna leave these on the side because when I do catering, some people are lactose intolerant, some people have nut sensitivities, so I just leave them in bowls and they can help themselves. These are some beautiful teardrop tomatoes that I am going to put on top of the salad. And we're gonna finish it off with a really nice, sweet balsamic and Dijon vinaigrette. Look at the beautiful color in this salad. This is perfect for spring. It looks so bright, so healthy, so fresh. I have a mason jar here, and I am going to add a skosh of salt. fresh cracked pepper right into the jar. The great thing about catering is you prep everything in advance, and I typically finish the cooking process on site. So I don't bring things that are rubbery and overcooked. Everything is cooked right there on the spot. This is 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, 1 tablespoon of our local honey, we're gonna put in about 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar. You can also use red wine vinegar, rice wine vinegar, even a champagne vinegar would be really good. And I'm gonna pop the lid right on. That's it. I don't use olive oil. I think it's unnecessary. The Dijon and the honey emulsify your dressing, so there's no need to have added fat. Voila! I'm gonna leave it just like that. Totally awesome. 1 down, 3 to go. Let's get started on the marinade for our chicken. So, I'm gonna move these over here. I have chicken breast and chicken thighs. I prefer dark meat. I think it has way more flavor, but you know, we're in America and for some reason people have this notion that chicken breast is the way to go. So to each his own. These are boneless, skinless, and I am going to make a marinade for you. This is really, really simple. I have a pan that's preheating over there, and I'm gonna add just a touch of olive oil and a rough chop of 1 whole red onion. This marinade is gonna be poured over the chicken, and I'm gonna let this chicken sit in the marinade for a minimum of a half hour. I mean, if you could do this the day before, you're way better off. It will be so, so delicious. A rough chop of your red onion, and then I have 3 cups of orange juice, and we're gonna add about 1/4 cup of maple syrup. Alrighty, so this pan's been preheating. The olive oil is nice and glistening. We're gonna add the red onion. We love that happy sound. That is the sound of a nice, hot, happy pot. Three cups of orange juice or tangerine juice, whatever you have. I am adding a bunch of fresh herbs. I have some beautiful lemon thyme right out of my garden. I leave it right on the stem. This is a marinade, so you don't need to do anything to it. The more rustic, the better. Gosh, I love that. A bay leaf. I just pinch it in half to start releasing the essential oils. Fresh rosemary. This is going to come to a boil. Meanwhile, I'm gonna add, I think I'm gonna actually add 1/2 cup instead of 1/4 cup of maple syrup for sweetness. I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of tamari. Tamari is a gluten-free soy sauce. When I am cooking for large crowds, I just use tamari because so many people have gluten intolerances these days. Why risk it and make your life more challenging by making 2 different meals when you can just avoid the gluten altogether? While this is coming to a boil, I am gonna go finish up my Parmesan mashed potatoes.
Hi, I'm Sasha Rock-Moretsky of Sasha's Guilt-Free Pleasures. In the wintertime, it's really important to get enough exercise to boost your mood and to stay healthy. Now, not everyone likes going to the gym, but you can still do things in the wintertime, such as outdoor sports like skiing or skating, and you can also dance is a perfectly fine exercise, and one of my favorites. Choose something that's fun, that's enjoyable for you, so you'll stick to it. That's a really simple, basic tip for creating a personal exercise plan. You can also do something to help yourself stay accountable, such as schedule exercise dates with a friend or even put it in your calendar. You can take walks outside in the wintertime, and that's a time that you can get vitamin D.
Oh yeah, babe, look at these potatoes. So here's what I love about using baby Yukon Gold potatoes. One, they're sweeter. Two, you don't have to peel them. I love time savers, so I always use these when I'm cooking for a crowd. This is my recipe for Parmesan whipped potatoes. They're actually not whipped. I like to use a little potato masher, get a lot of air in there, get them just like nice and fluffy. It's way better than using one of those handheld mixers. It can sometimes make your potatoes gummy if you're not careful. So here's what I'm gonna add. I'm gonna add a lot of butter. I'm gonna add half a stick of butter. I'm gonna add roughly 1 cup of buttermilk. You might think that sounds weird. It is so good, I can't even tell you. It's nice and tangy. I have some fresh grated Parmesan that I'm gonna add to this dish. I'm gonna add about a half a cup, maybe more. I think I'm probably gonna use the rest of this entire block of Parmesan. And because I've already salted the water with these potatoes, I might not need to season it again. So let's get mashing. This does require some muscles. Shouldn't be that hard. If I can do it, I'm sure anybody can do it. All right, you guys, so these look like they're about done. I'm gonna give them a little taste. They need some salt and some crushed pepper. Alrighty. Perfect. A little bit of salt makes all the difference in the world. So those are done. I'm preparing these in advance, and then what I am going to do to reheat them is put them over a bain-marie, which is a water bath, and put these in a huge bowl and just continue to stir them until they steam. So I'm going to set these aside for right now. I think our marinade is complete. So I am gonna go ahead and make my famous white chocolate mousse.
When we say that Mrs. A's is handmade, it is so handmade. And then we have Martha, who we call Magic Martha. She scoops it up and fills hundreds, thousands of containers. And then they get hand capped, hand sealed, hand stamped, and into the refrigerator.
Alrighty, you guys, so I have my marinade, and I was cooking this over the stove till it came to a full boil. I've let it cool, and now I'm gonna pour it over my chicken. It is preferable if you can marinate it for 24 hours, that it will be so good. The acid inside of this fruit juice is gonna penetrate that meat. It's gonna keep it super nice and moist. That's why this is so great for crowd entertaining. The worst thing you could have is like going to a wedding and having a super dry piece of chicken. So we're gonna pour that in just like so. I think I'm gonna season this with a little salt and pepper now so I don't have to do it later. Maybe this is gonna look like a lot of salt, but we are cooking for 12 people, so it requires a little bit more than just cooking for one. And we're gonna use some cracked fresh pepper to taste. There we go, you guys. I'm gonna let this just sit and marry. I'm gonna show you how to make this fabulous white chocolate mousse. Here I have 1 cup of white chocolate chips. I melted this in the microwave for 1 minute. It's nice and beautiful, and it makes these nice ribbons when you pick it up. So we have 1 cup of melted white chocolate chips. We have our standing mixer with the whisk attachment. I am gonna separate 4 eggs. These are pasture raised eggs that I get from my CSA. You can always save those egg whites. I use them for my omelets in the morning, so don't throw it away. One of the really cool things that I've learned through cooking is how to utilize everything and let nothing go to waste. Because food is money. So if you're gonna throw those egg whites away, it's like throwing money right down the toilet. 4 egg yolks, we're gonna beat these for 3 to 5 minutes maybe until they become a nice light yellow. Okay, so these egg yolks have been beating for 3 minutes. They're a nice light yellow. I'm now gonna add a 1/4 cup of white sugar. Beat it 1 more time. So I just want to show you guys the difference in color. It's a much lighter yellow. To this, we are going to add our white chocolate. Give this a nice mix. We're gonna transfer this to this small white bowl, wash out this container, and we're gonna make our fresh whipped cream to fold into the base of our white chocolate mousse. Our bowl is nice and clean. We still have the whisk attached. I'm gonna pour in 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream. and we are gonna make fresh whipped cream. When you're making fresh whipped cream, the first thing you need to know is that your cream needs to be very, very cold. The second thing you need to know is you need to have a clean, dry bowl to mix it in. If you have any water in here or if it's dirty, it will not make fresh cream. So we have whipped our fresh cream. We have made stiff peaks. And to our cream, we are going to add our white chocolate mixture. We're gonna fold this into our white chocolate mixture. We go from the middle out. The inside out, inside out. And there you have it, you guys. White chocolate mousse. And now I think we've wrapped up our entire meal. I want to show you guys how to put this whole thing together. I'm going to clean up my station. I'm going to show you how to cook up this meat. You're going to love this meal and it's perfect for entertaining.
Hi, I'm Todd Allen Lowe of Allen's Pantry. Be sure to watch my new upcoming shows only on Foodie TV.
Tangerine maple glazed chicken, here we come. Let's wrap up this whole meal. You guys need to try this on either a Friday or Saturday, perfect for entertaining. I have my pan preheating. I'm gonna brush it with some olive oil. This is a basic pan sear finished in the oven. It is a classic chef's secret. I have my chicken that's been marinating. It's been a half hour. It's been marinating in red onion, orange juice, maple syrup, and fresh herbs. Alrighty, so we have our chicken. It's been sauteing. We are going to flip it. It has a beautiful golden crust. Turn off the heat. Throw it in the oven, 350 degrees, 11 minutes. You'll have perfect chicken every time. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for coming to work with me. Thank you for allowing me to get this amazing catering event done. I hope you try all of these recipes. Just to wrap it up, we have a beautiful baby leaf spinach with asparagus, sweet peas, a balsamic reduction, some fresh feta, and pine nuts. We have a white chocolate mousse, tangerine maple glazed chicken thighs, beautiful spring veggies. I love to put them in the color of the rainbow because that is the way that I like to cook, rainbow cooking at its finest. And finally, we have our Parmesan whipped potatoes. I hope to see you guys next time here at the Organicopia kitchen, the total organic experience.